It wasn't the bully who broke me and caused me to leave my job. It was really my colleagues or bystanders who watched workplace bullying happen to me and not say a word. In fact, one time I was in a meeting and I actually stood up for somebody else who was being bullied and did a pretty good job of calling out the bullying behavior that was actually happening in the meeting. And I took a lot of verbal assaults and hits from that. And I was standing up for my colleague who was being abused. And when I looked at my colleague, one of the things I noticed was that she was looking down. She wasn't even looking at me or looking at the person who had bullied her. She wouldn't report this person to the social work licensing board. This person who abused her was a therapist and was licensed, and she didn't have the courage to do that because she didn't want to hurt anyone. But when I stood up for her, she let me take the hits. She knew I was taking the hits and didn't say anything. And it was fine. I didn't do it for compliments. I did it because it was the right thing to do. But ironically, then years later, I had a student who must have talked to her and said, oh, she was so emotional and teared up because she knew that you got abused and hurt because you stood up, and she was so appreciative to that. And frankly, what I say to that is go F yourself, because if you really were worried about what was happening to me, I essentially left that job because it was so horrible. It got so bad for me after that I left. And, I don't need your tears now, 10 years later. What I needed was a colleague to stand with me when I was confronting the person who was bullying you.